Hello! Welcome back to Marshmallow Reads. I'm Marcy, and today I'm going to be talking about all the series that I need to finish because, in thinking about the end of the year, the last books that I know I want to read before 2022 hits, and also starting to think about 2022 reading challenges, it got me thinking. I've started quite a number of book series in the past 2 years specifically, and I just haven't finished any of them. This is going to give me a good idea of what I have left to read and maybe what I should be prioritizing over other stuff. The first clear series that I need to finish is The Expanse by James S.A. Corey, because in November or sometime really soon, the last book is going to be released. Number 9, I think, which is nuts. I think I've read through 6. So I have 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I have 3 books left. I can count. I have 3 books left, and apparently, I had no idea. I don't know how I didn't know this, but there are 7 novellas or spin-off side stories associated with this series. I'm assuming they're not nearly as chunky as the normal books. So I will probably read those when I'm done with the main series of books because I just love this world so much. I love the characters. It does such a good job building this grand political space opera, and it has warring worlds and intense spaceship fights. And honestly, some of my favorite characters of all time, including my favorite found family of all time. Guys, I don't know what I'm gonna do without them. So yeah, this is definitely high up on my list. The next series I'm talking about is The Machineries of Empire by Yoon-Ha Lee. I have read the first 2 books in this series, and it should only be a trilogy, so I think I only have 1 more to go, and it is called Revenant Gun. Not bad, not bad. I can do 1 book. It is a pretty intense sci-fi, hardcore, sci-fi, but also has really good characters. It's this massive religious war going on with different calendrical systems fighting, and they use magic as their main weapon type. I don't know. It's hard to explain. If you're interested, go check it out. I've only read the first book in this next series, but I am hooked. I don't know why I haven't picked up the next ones. Just, you know how it goes. This is The Craft Sequence by Max Gladstone. I've only read the first one, 3-part stead, which was this urban fantasy with mysteries and myth. And the first book was this mystery surrounding the death of this city's god. And a company of magic users were hired to solve this mystery. Who killed this god? And I don't know, it was a lot of fun. I should really continue on with this series, and I'm excited. I have 5 more books to go, so I think it'll be fun. Okay, this one, I really have no excuse for why I haven't finished it yet. It is the Poppy War series by R.F. Quang. I remember when The Burning God came out, which is the 3rd book in the trilogy and the only book I have left to read. And I would watch people's vlogs and just see them tearing up, just bawling their eyes out and cursing R.F. Kuang's name for putting them through this emotional turmoil. And that looked fun. Hell yeah, I wanna get in on that action. But part of me is also so scared of finishing it because what if it sucks? I don't think it does. Based on all the evidence I've seen online, it does not suck, but part of me is still scared, especially after how the Diviner series ended. I don't know, I can't trust series anymore, and maybe that's why I've been so slow in picking these up again. But I think my number 1 pick for, read in 2021 is going to be Burning God, because I just need to do it. And in case you didn't know, the Poppy War series is an epic fantasy that is based on the histories of 20th century China, combined with powerful gods and scary monsters and warring countries. It's quite fun, but also quite devastating. So I'm excited and scared. Yay! I know this series has some polarization in the book community. Some people love it, some people hate it. I think I'm mostly on the love side. Like, I definitely know it has its issues, but I kind of don't care that much. That is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I have read the first two in the series. I honestly thought it was going to be a trilogy. I thought I only had one book left. I was wrong. There are 3 currently published books that I have not read, and then there is another one, the 6th book, that's coming out sometime in 2022. So I have more of a way to go than I thought, but honestly, I'm not that mad about it. I like the world that this is set in. It's another sci-fi, plus it's a dystopia, which I'm all about, and it's this world with a tiered society with basically like superhuman golds at the very top, and then just normal humans that just, you know, happen to be enslaved at the very bottom. Our main character, Darrow, was once a lowly red, but has since become a gold, that happening in the first book, and he hopes to bring this whole system down from within. And you get to see who ends up on his side and like who's like a ride or die. Severo, my man, I love you. I really, one of my favorite characters in the whole book. He is just an utter goblin, but he's got your back. Overall, it's a very fun adventure, but it doesn't necessarily have a lot of brains going on behind it, so if you go in knowing that, I think you'll be okay. Oh my god, I totally forgot. When I was looking up all the series that I had to read, I noticed that this particular one also has a comic book series. So there's like 12 issues in this series. I'm assuming it's just like the novels in comic book form, but the art, for the covers at least, looks so sick. Like, I'm probably gonna have to read these at some point too. Since we're talking about comic books, I should mention the long-running series that is currently on hiatus that I still need to finish, and that is Saga by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. So I absolutely love this series. I think I've read the first half of the currently available series, so volumes like 1 through 6, and then I have 7 through 14 to go, which is exciting because I really, really love this series, and it's another sci-fi. I can't. Sci-fi is my one true love. It is a wonderful sci-fi world filled with imaginative alien species, and yes, there is a huge space war that's going on. Like, yeah, that's pretty classic. But it really is more about like the family that is stuck at the center of it, and their daughter and their like parents involved, and like they meet other people who get involved whether they want to or not, and I don't know, it's pretty great. I've got 2 more series on this list, but honestly I'm not 100% sure. This first one I think I do want to continue, but the last one, I don't know. We'll see. I remember being really excited for when the second book of this series came out, but I just never got around to picking it up. That is the Founders Trilogy by Robert Jackson Bennett. I loved Foundry Side. It was so like steampunk, but less gears and more like magical inscriptions, which I thought was so cool. Like, imagine writing some complex glyphs on a wheel and sticking it onto a cart, and those inscriptions are basically tricking the wheel into thinking that it's always going downhill, so it's going to be moving forward, even though it's on like flat ground. And depending on the slope of the hill, the faster that wheel is going to turn, because it's thinking it's you know, going faster downhill. I don't know, stuff like that I found really intriguing, and like I want to do that job. I want to be an inscription maker. I forget what the word is called, but it sounded really cool. And I absolutely loved the main character friendship between Sansia, like our main girl, and Clef, a talking key. Like, and he can talk to inscriptions, and oh my god. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, like, I'm so excited about this world. I'm just worried. I'm worried. I kind of don't know how the second book would measure up to the first. Like, I don't think it could reach those highs, but I hope I'm wrong. I do want to give Shorefall a try, especially, I think this is, oh, it's in the name, duh. It's going to be a trilogy, and I've only read the first one, so I can read this next one and be ready for the third one when it comes out, and like I can read it when all the hype is there and get involved in the community like that. Like, that sounds great. I missed out on that fun with The Burning God, but maybe I can catch it with the Founders trilogy. Okay, this last one, I'm really not sure if I'm ever gonna pick it up again. It is The Bobaverse by Dennis E. Taylor. I, on a complete whim, picked up the first book when I was subscribed to Audible. Like, literally, I was only subscribed to it for like 3 months, but one of the months I chose the first Bobaverse book to be my book of the month, and I liked it. It was intriguing. Like, this guy in, like, I don't know, modern day times, he had just gotten a bunch of money and signed on to have his, once he died, have his body cryogenically frozen until one day far from the future technology is advanced enough and he can be brought back to life. And then he's like almost immediately hit by a car and dies. And then, what seems to be like no time to him, he wakes up and is kind of confused because he can't really move his body, and then he realizes, oh wait, he doesn't have a body and it's just his head. But is it actually his head? No, he's an AI basically. And it's so far in the future. Ooh, I don't remember the full plot of this book, but AIs are fighting, and he has the ability to basically make a copy of himself and stick it in another computer, ship, robot, what have you. And he creates an army of himself. His name is Bob, thus the Bobaverse. And it was fun. Like, he's fighting like another AI that's doing basically the same thing, and the fights in space were pretty fun and unique and imaginative. But I don't know what it was. I felt like it was self-contained to one book and didn't necessarily need a whole series. Yeah, so I've only read the first book, and it looks like there are 3 others. So I think at some point I'll give the second book a try, and if it hooks me, I'll consider continuing with the whole series, but if not, I'm okay letting it be just that one book. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure The Burning God is going to be the #1 book that I pick up off of this list. After that, I don't know. It's kind of overwhelming. I know it's only like 8 series, so like 8 different options, but sometimes too many choices are too many choices. It's just too much. So if you have any suggestions for what I should pick up after The Burning God, please let me know down in the comments. Hopefully this one wasn't too long. I don't think I rambled that much, but we shall see. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really liked this video, then consider subscribing to my channel. I am so excited. I do plan on posting once a week all through November. And in December, I have decided to participate in Vlogmas. Now, I'm not going to be able to do every single day worth of videos, but I am planning on doing 3 videos per week. So posting on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with a variety of different content. And I'm like legitimately so excited just like planning this. So hopefully it all works out and you all enjoy it. With that, I'm gonna leave you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Do something nice for yourself. Do something nice for others. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!